Opposition leader Alain Chastanet had poured cold water on a planned meeting in St. Vincent and the Grenadines brokered by CARICOM between the leaders of Venezuela and Guyana on the simmering dispute. The opposition, UWP, had called on the Prime Minister, Philippe Pierre, to go it alone bilaterally on the foreign policy issue and ignore the diplomatic channels of CARICOM, as has been the norm for many years. Chastanet, speaking to reporters this week, wanted a stern message sent to Venezuela.
This issue with Guyana, for Venezuela to all of a sudden have a referendum against the decision of the international courts, to then act on that referendum, to want to lay claim to land and say you're going to appoint a cabinet and do all those things, and then for leaders of CARICOM to say they're going to have a meeting, I agree with Sonny Ramphal. A meeting to discuss what? It's in court. All Venezuela has to be told is that you need to cease and desist what you're doing because it's disrupting and jeopardizing a zone of peace in our region.
Guyana and Venezuela have agreed not to use force to settle their dispute over the oil-rich region of Essequibo. Mr. Ali and Mr. Maduro met in St. Vincent and the Grenadines on Thursday in a sit-down brokered by St. Vincent Prime Minister Ralph Gonsalves, with CARICOM heads in attendance. He read out a 3-page joint declaration.
Agreed that Guyana and Venezuela, directly or indirectly, will not threaten or use force against one another in any circumstances, including those consequential to any existing controversies between the two states. 2. Agreed that any controversies between the two states will be resolved in accordance with international law, including the Geneva Agreement dated February 17, 1966. 3. Committed to the pursuance of good neighborliness, peaceful coexistence, and the unity of Latin America and the Caribbean. 4. Noted Guyana's assertion that it is committed to the process and procedures of the International Court of Justice for the resolution of the border controversy. Noted Venezuela's assertion of its lack of consent and lack of recognition of the International Court of Justice and its jurisdiction in the border controversy. 5. Agreed to continue dialogue on any other pending matters of mutual importance to the two countries.
Prime Minister of Saint Lucia, Philippe Pierre, who attended the dialogue, believes he made the right call by working with regional allies on the complex foreign policy issue. Pierre, a staunch integrationist, called it a victory for CARICOM.
It showed maturity, it showed leadership, and it showed that when we sit and we speak to each other, we can achieve so much. Both President Maduro and President Ali must be complimented for the level of statesmanship that they displayed yesterday. You know, there had been many comments about what should have been said and what should not have been said. But I'd always taken the position, and I'm very happy that I have been, again, I've proven to be correct when I took the position that we had to deal with that from a CARICOM perspective. Individual prime ministers should not have been going over the place saying whatever they want to anybody else. We took a CARICOM position. CARICOM stood firm under the leadership of Comrade Ralph Gonsalves and Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit, and there was a representative of the government of Brazil who was there, who acted. And it was a very sober, very mature meeting. I am not sure whether many realize the repercussions of what could have happened if we didn't get at least to these two countries talking to each other.
Pierre added that he was happy Saint Lucia and other CARICOM states took a unified position to engage with both sides rather than individual leaders making statements that could inflame matters. The Prime Minister expressed his extreme pleasure at Thursday's diplomatic breakthrough.